I went to a small college in Virginia and had to face the all important question of what do I want to be when I grow up? Now, that can be a huge question for people as far as I've got, no idea, which is where I was. I found myself worried and anxious, trying just to figure out where I was going to find myself and what I was ultimately going to be. And for a long time, I looked at that as a negative. I looked at that as, oh, I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring because I have all of these interests. And what really that came down to, and what I learned to look at it as, and something that I think every single one of you that have shown and expressed an interest in technology have, is an insatiable curiosity. Under the umbrella of technology, there are infinite companies, infinite products, and infinite goals that those companies and those products are working towards. So if you know that you like the ones and the zeros, and you know that you like the ability to take initiative and create something for yourself or create something for someone else, doesn't matter what your interest is, there is a technology company out there that is going to be able to not only leverage your skills, but appeal to your interests or your passions.
Customer success is not just one person doing all the job. There's definitely somebody that leads the chart, but it's really a business view. It being customer centric, that's something that has to exist at a company level. So for everyone from development to product, to support, to sales, to marketing, everyone always asking the one question that's really important. How is this good for the customer? If you're building a new feature, how is this good for the customer? How are you making sure that it's easy to use, that it's clear? If you're selling something, how do you set the right expectations? And obviously from the customer's success manager point of view, what we do is we ask that question all the time, and we actually work with the customer and with internal teams to make sure that we keep track of that.
Is there a specific, either, coding or cybersecurity or certain languages, or is there a certain advantage in knowing specific things? Like if you were going to recommend something, what would it be?
Nowadays, everything's on the cloud. So knowing cloud technology, how does it work, it's really, really important. Just understanding how does cloud technology work. Everybody's on the cloud. So I would recommend definitely understanding what it looks like, and also the software development cycle, because everybody's creating product, right? Everybody's creating mobile products, web applications.
Someone gave me some great advice when I was in college, and because I was actually just a journalism major, and it was super easy and almost too easy. And there was a girlfriend at the time. She said, why don't you be an English major? Because no matter where you go, companies will always need people who know how to communicate. And understand that being an English major is not about vocabulary and about punctuation or essentially like vocabulary punctuation. What is it about? It's about interpretation and expression. And so if you think about what we do from a solution sales perspective, it's such a great fit because we talk to our customers. We need to interpret what their pain is, what they're going through, what their problems are, and then we express it, the solution, in a manner of how their life is going to change once they actually implement the solution. The point is right now that you have the ability, you have the opportunity to get a degree in something that is diverse and you're comfortable in, and then go find a company that has these programs out there available. Because, like I said, they're defined, and you don't have to be someone who has a computer background to succeed in the industry.
As this implementation of AI in recruitment continues to increase, you most likely been screened by a machine rather than a person actually reading your resume. As far as soft skills, it's definitely something that's more and more common. According to LinkedIn, the top 5 most in-demand soft skills there are out there are creativity, persuasion, collaboration, adaptability, and emotional intelligence. And you could see that now with the market, everything moves very, very fast, and organizations have to customize themselves to the market. And so technology that may have been relevant a few years back may need to be replaced today. So what they are looking for is really people who can adapt to that change, who have great learning capabilities so they can learn new topics fast and grow with the company. And these are kind of the skills that are more and more in demand and are kind of addressed as part of the recruiting process. Keep in mind, as I said, the world is going to a place where the soft skills, where the potential is really important.
I started honing my skills. I learned a very important thing. If you don't want to do it, don't put it on your resume. You know, there are a lot of skills that I have that I don't like to do. And I can guarantee you, if I put it on the resume, the next day I'm going to get a LinkedIn message saying, hey, I saw that you could do this. Do you want to do that? It's like, no, don't want to do that. So definitely, hone your resume to what you want to do. I got my Unix certification through Red Hat. I've started out, my first certification was an A+ certification. I think if you're going to go the certification route, and it's not for everybody, but if you're going to go to the certification route, you have to be able to also back it up with experience. So, don't just go out and say, hey, I'm going to go get this certification, I'm going to go get that certification. Hone your certifications down to what you want to do. In the technology world, we always hear about full stack, a full stack engineer. Well, your certification should be a full stack too. Oh yeah, like I said, it's about learning. One of the soft skills that Kareem mentioned was learning quickly, and if you can highlight that, that's what I highlight in every interview. It's I go in and I'm like, hey, I can learn anything you put me in front of. Somebody will mention technology, I'll be like, I've heard of that and I can learn it. I would be always on the lookout. I mean, even today, Kareem may not want to hear this, but I take every interview that comes across my plate. I think it's important. That's how I picked up this job. I think you should never stop looking.
And I think that a lot of learning, kind of choosing your path is also knowing what you don't want to do. And that's a part of the experience as well.
And data is now driving decision making. It used to be kind of, a sway or a swag or maybe a story that somebody could tell that might drive a decision making, and that's very much a part of it. But data needs to be there to validate and back up what's going on. And you should know, if you're out there in the world and you're looking for jobs, there is a risk in technology today. And what we're seeing is that automation, machine learning, is posing a very specific risk to analytics specific work. And just to go a little bit deeper in there still is a need to create algorithms and data models. If you are a mathematician, if you like science, then algorithms and data models are a fascinating universe that are used all across the enterprise. So it's not just in science, it's actually driving sales, it's driving financial decisions. The interpretation of that data is another role that is critical to companies these days. So when you're looking at what I'm going to speak in as we move forward, think about these things as actual jobs. There is a job in interpreting the data that is coming out and being able to tell a story, create business value for companies. And data is changing the way product works because people can start seeing things in real time. They can start stitching things and ideas and experiences together and influencing the product in real time.
I've been in the high-tech business for 30 years. Here's the last part. Do the hard stuff first, and then the rest of the day will be much better. And then this is very trite too. I mean, work works. I mean, the harder you work, the more successful you'll be. And whether it's 10 hours, whether it's 8 hours, whatever is in your capability, spending time to think through projects and to think of the best path, give it time. Don't shortcut yourself. Failing fast. try, experiment, do things that might be out of your comfort zone, think outside of the box. But if you don't, we always say, you learn by your failures. You learn the most by your failures, and those are things you remember to not do again.
I truly believe, and I'm telling that to my people all the time, you become successful in the organization by making other people successful. Organization is not one-man show. It's an intertwine of people and departments that they really depends on one another for the success. You as an individual within the organization will possess a certain knowledge, certain skills that are needed and can be used across the organization. And people will come to you either in your department or other departments, and they'll ask for your help. They depend on you, they need you in order for them to be successful. They have a technical problem, and if you are the engineer and your job is to develop a certain model on the product, I'm just giving an example, but a salesperson is being asked a technical question in the field, he or she may come to you to help and to explanation and to help with that particular customer situation. Help him or her.